4 days, but Florida finally went for President Obama. That brings the final electoral college count to 332 for the president and 206 for Governor Romney. Well, he didn't win any states, but Libertarian candidate Gary Johnson scored tens of thousands of votes in key swing states and mixed up the race in places with razor-thin margins. So how does he feel now about the final results? Former New Mexico Governor Gary Johnson joins us live now via Skype. Governor, good to see you today.
Shannon, great to be with you, and a little surprised. We really thought we were going to get more votes. We didn't really have the resources to be able to tell, just where those votes were going to come from. But polls would have said, we were guessing we were going to do better, and it just got down to the wire. And I think people bought into the fact that because it was going to be so close, that they had to vote for either Romney or Obama.
But even so, with the with the polls showing those top two contenders so close, apparently, you scored more than 1.2 million votes, and a lot of those did come in key swing states. 32,000 votes in Colorado, 45,000 in North Carolina, 47,000 in Ohio, and in Virginia, 30,000 plus. Florida also nearly 45,000. I mean, these were states that were very, very close, that these two teams spent a lot of money fighting for, and yet tens of thousands of people turned up, and they had to have waited in lines because a lot of these states, people were waiting 2-3 hours in line to vote. So you obviously resonated with someone, but now knowing that, are you happy with the results from Tuesday and the fact that the president's been reelected?
Well, first of all, I take just as many votes away from Obama as Romney, where that's been checked out. So really, it would have been great to have been labeled a spoiler, because I think you go from being an annoyance, I'm talking about the Libertarian Party, I think you go from an annoyance to being a spoiler to being a player. But I don't think we've been declared as a spoiler for last Tuesday night. Like I say, in Colorado, I take more votes away from Obama. That's actually been put to the test, and he did end up winning the state. So really, I wish we would have been a spoiler, but we weren't.
All right, so will you run again? And what is your most important, key policy that you want to communicate to folks?
Well, just the balanced notion of fiscal conservancy and social acceptance. I think that's what did Romney, and I don't think he really energized people when it came to dollars and cents, and then when it came to social agenda, I think it scares people when as negative as he spoke regarding immigration, gay rights, women's rights. Look, I think it ended up to be a real negative at the end of the day. If Republicans can disassociate themselves from the social issues, and that isn't to say that a person with social issues isn't a good thing and that you can't affect other people's lives in a positive way by leading as an individual. But if you're going to make that government policy, I think that scares people. And I think, like I say, I think that's what does in the Republican Party right now.
All right, a one-word answer from you because we're out of time here. If you do run again for the White House, will you run as a Republican, a Libertarian, or something else?
I think the last thing people want to hear right now is talking about running again. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of ready to stick my finger up my throat when it comes to presidential politics. So give it some time. I hope to stay a spokesperson for these issues. Liberty and freedom is way too important, the whole balanced notion of fiscally being responsible and socially being accepting.
All right, liberty and freedom, something all Americans should be able to agree on. Governor Gary Johnson, thank you, sir.
Shannon, thank you so much.